Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the show. Yes, it's Tuesday night, it's Arcfall, and I can't get rid of me flicking intro. I literally can't get rid of me intro. Good evening, everybody, and welcome in. Yes, Bandit, you're early. You've actually made it today. So welcome in, everybody, to the show. Now, how are we all liking Arcfall so far? I've got to admit, I was actually shocked to see a new ship already. Hey Chris, welcome in, buddy. And yeah, that's going to be kind of interesting because there's actually a very fast way to get it. You say meh. Yeah, I say, hey Dustin, welcome in. Yeah, there is a little bit of a meh side of it when I saw about the number of occurrences. If for those of you who are in the Discord, you'd have noticed I posted the loop in the games charts section, and it's now Voyager's got its own little tab. So if anybody else finds any other charts or anything like that, please feel free to post them in there, and obviously we can make sure it's kept up to date so everybody's got access to that information, and it's all relatively another currency, another cycle. Looped grind. Yeah, as I mentioned in my video this morning, it's like Scopely just literally made things easier, made all the older content easier to grind and everything, and now they're adding more heavy grind content, and it's like, what? Why are we doing this? Why are we adding more of that? I've already got the 50 skull tokens for the 100 blueprints. Not too bad. I had to wait to turn them all in. To be honest, Hugo, yes, 50,000 of those Herogen relics is what you are going to need to unlock Voyager over the next potential 92 to 100 days. Now, 92 is based on the 22-hour clock. If you are mad on sticking with that, I'm going to try to be for the next 2 months. Excuse me. And hopefully by the end of part 3 I will actually have Voyager. Now I say that because Scopely need to improve gameplay, fix bugs, not add more items and new grind cycles. Yeah, actually I've got to agree with that one, Bandit. They do actually need to improve the game and all the bugs. I mean, all these bugs running around at the minute. It's still very, very annoying. I've heard of another one. Your miners apparently are leveling up through mining or docked in your station. So the new ability that came with the Voyager today, yeah, it's not working properly. So a fantastic ability, being able to locate someone else's base, and you can't use it because there's a problem. Gee, go figure. But anyway, so let's jump into the game and have a look. Now, I am also going to try and use STFC.space as well today. Because obviously we've got like new hostiles and everything. You know, I've just literally taken a whack of cough medicine, had a drink, and I've even refilled a bottle of juice ready for tonight. No one showed that the base location works. Right, so it might not be the base location. It might be the other ones about bringing up the species 8472. We are lazy for raiding due to not needing resources. Yeah, I think that's kind of the idea. But I do like the other point that was actually made about it is rogues. Because the one thing is you've never been able to track is where a rogue's base is, especially when they don't actually put an alliance tag on their name. Now, granted, they're not going to put the alliance tag on it because they don't want the diplomacy side of things. So I'll deal with that message later. So yeah. So obviously they're not going to want people to know where they're going. Oh, it looks like even I've got a compensation chest. Wasn't expecting that. I don't have Voyager. I did ask for it because I watched Rev's live stream earlier, And Rev said, obviously, the NDA content creators, so Rev Juice, No One Shall, Ultimate DJs, Stewie Doo, Ripper, just to name a few. And Web Spider's another one. I think he's on my server, Web Spider, but he's got an NDA. And but I think some of them were given the Voyager for free. So I said, well, where's my free Voyager? I can show it tonight. And because I'm currently waiting, yes, I'm a content creator. I do create content for you guys. And that's literally what I do enjoy doing. But obviously, to get that free Voyager, I need that elusive NDA. So, yeah. Now, there is a program that we're waiting on Scopely to launch. There's a few of us who are in the same Discord as the NDA content creators. And we're waiting for this project to launch from Scopely, which is the content creator program. When it's going to happen, I do not know. So I have tagged for that. So, but maybe if when that eventually starts, I might be able to get things like that. So I can actually showcase it on the live streams on launch day. So, but anyway, Rev did show it off. No One Shall has done a video on it too. And I'm sure DJ has spoken about it as well. Yes, Hugo, absolutely. Voyager, Titan, which one's better? Titan is a support ship. It's shite at fighting. So, despite the fact that in the final episode it did go up against the Federation fleet. But yeah, we won't get into the dynamics of why that happened. But Voyager is not going to be a support ship. It's actually a PvE ship. It's similar to the Vidar to a certain aspect in the fact that it's faster. It can hold its own against specific hostiles. It has a hostile boost to its ability, just like the Stella does, just like the Vidar does, the Talios, the Franklin and the Franklin A. They have boosts to specific hostiles. So that's where it's really going to be. They don't like the Titan, too many research on Max Fortified. Buff you can use once a week. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not even going to be bothered about the Max Fortified. Literally, I'm not going to bother. Yes, fine, it's going to increase damage. So, and I did quickly look at those screenshots that you posted in the Discord, Hugo, so thank you very much for that. And well done on hitting that level 50. But what's bugging me is how the flipping heck is your tier 6 Kelvin at 20 million, but yet mine's stuck at 17. So I've only got, the only thing I can think of is research. There's some research I still need to do. But yeah, I keep forgetting about the territory tree for starters. But no, the Voyager is going to be one that can hold its own. What it's going to be like against other hostiles, I really can't say at current, but we can have a quick look at its stats so far. But if anyone in chat does have you did all the research, really all the research, nice. That will definitely explain a lot. So I've only got the combat tree completely maxed out. I need to work on the territory one. And there's certain aspects of the away team's tree as well, which is aimed at the ships. But yeah, so I mean, we can look at the Voyager stats a bit later on. But if there is anyone in chat who has got a Voyager, please feel free to chime in. What do you think in comparison to the other specialty ships in terms of the against faction ships? I mean, Rev did say it's absolutely shite in G5 areas, so it's not really going to help them whatsoever. But I think it's more of a case of pretty much like what the Franklin did, the original Vidar, the Stella, really helped players getting up through the 20s. Now we've got one from going from the 30s into the 40s. So now let's have a look at this compo chest as well. Oh, ablative amplifier. So that goes for my Defiant. Yay, some boost juice so I can actually boost armadas. Yay. don't actually use my Defiant to do that. I don't bother with boosts because I really it's a sore subject with me, because I've actually looked at it. For free-to-play players, basically you can do one boost every 2 days. So, but I will delve deeper into that one, and I will do a video on it, because to me, it don't make logical sense to build a support ship that you can literally use once every 2 days, especially in a 4X game, a game that you, at the minute, it really does feel like Scopely are trying to push PvP. It does really feel like they're trying to push it. So, Guardian Angel. Now, this obviously will be a mission. So, we'll have a quick look at that. I have started off 1 or 2 missions already. So, oh, nice. So, start off with some shards. Nice. Where's the Doctor? I really could do with the Doctor one. But, speaking of the Doctor, actually, evening, John. Welcome to the stream, bud. If you actually noticed in your Battle Pass, why do some games make Voyager be a full science vessel and other games make Voyager be full long-range self-sufficient scout tactically frigate, even to a light cruiser? You know, Dustin, I really don't have an answer to that one, because I don't actually play the other games. The only other games I've actively played is Starfleet Command 1. I think that's what it was called. I mean, these are all on PC. Actually, there was one on the PlayStation 2, I think it was. A Star Trek game. I think it was like Legacy or something like that. So, I did enjoy playing that, but it got kind of boring after a while. What's the other ones? Star Trek Armadas 1 and 2. I've played them one. But yeah, that's it. I've not played any other game. Besides, yeah, it's pretty much the 4. It would be the 4X games really I've played, but obviously it's not PvP. But you can do PvP if you actually log them online, which would be an Armadas 2. But yeah, I never actually did that, so just quite happy to make my own scenarios up and go fight them out. Hey Matt, welcome to the stream, mate. So, now, the Battle Pass, if we can actually just get it clicked on. You'd have noticed, if you actually look through it, there are shards for the Doctor and B'Elanna. Now, obviously, there is some on the Elite line. I'll be getting that in a couple of days when I get paid. And then there's some shards for B'Elanna up on Milestone 18, along with some Nadions. So, it's nice the fact they're giving us some shards from last month's officers. Even in the Voyager TV series, sometime referred to a long-range scout, other time light cruiser or out tactical frigate. Yeah. I don't quite know what to say about the TV series, because the writing wasn't exactly... even I noticed a lot of inconsistencies with the writing of various episodes. It just didn't seem to follow suit with some things that they were saying earlier seasons. It's like they just didn't go back and double check what they put. But yeah, to me, the Intrepid class is a light cruiser. It is a light cruiser. It's not a frigate by any stretch of the means. It's certainly not a scout. If you're looking for a scout, you want to be looking at Star Trek Insurrection and that little vessel that Data flew at Baku to attack the sonar, then attack Picard and Worf in the shuttle. So they would be what I would class as scouts. A frigate would be the Defiant class, but the Defiant class has got some teeth on it. What do you think of the officers? I like BLT from last month. Not sure, these probably not understood them. BLT is going to be a fantastic officer, providing you can get it to tier 4. Tier 1, 2 and 3 is very lackluster. I mean, obviously we showed her. I showed her in a video. Was it the video I did it in? Where I did a video where I did a few Armadas and a PvE and showed her the number of times that she procced. It wasn't actually bad, but like 3 times out of 21 round. Okay, yeah, that's not a lot, but it's better than 1 in 10. It's definitely better than 1 in 10. So, other things you're going to find in this battle pass as well is these Lobby crystals. Now, you'd assume from the intro that you're going to get a total of 50 of these. You've got 12 in your battle pass, so you've got 8 here on milestone 16, and you've got 4 here on milestone 4. So, depending on how the events pan out, you're either going to get your first 4 tomorrow, after event change tomorrow, or you'll get them on Thursday during Apex. There'll be obviously the Battle Pass event while you're doing the Apex event. There are some solo Armada directives in here as well for the rares on the Elite side. I didn't realise actually there's some board credits down here. So obviously I can look forward to them in a few days. And Reputation 750, yeah, that's absolutely nothing to me because I'm already maxed out. But having 3 shards of Tom Paris is going to be good. Now, the officer that you will be getting this month is going to be Harry Kim. As I did mention in my video, that was pretty much the officer I suspected was going to be free to play. Hey, Nuts, welcome in. Now, obviously, they threw a spanner in the works a little bit when it came to whether you can get him free to play or not, because they put him in a choice: half a Voyager or full unlock of Harry Kim. Now, to be honest, my personal opinion on Harry, if we actually have a quick look at him, reputation points for the 3 primary factions, which is your Federations, Klingons and Romulans. So, yeah, increase on that one. You haven't even looked yet. Oh, don't worry, Nuts, we're going to go through everything. And then morale on the bottom. Now, let's get real about morale. It's not exactly the best ability in the game. Hell, I'd even say probably assimilate is better than morale. Because morale, yeah, it's great for the G3 Epic Enterprise. It's great for that. It's great for the G4 Enterprise, adding that extra shot. Is it the extra shot on the Enterprise A? I think it is, something like that. But other than that, morale is pretty crap, in all honesty. I mean, I think there is a, yeah, it's only really good for the Enterprise. There is an underlying ability to morale, which comes with mitigation, I think it is. I can't remember what the percentage is, but I think it comes with mitigation. Hugo might be able to actually tell me yes or no on that one, because I found him quite knowledgeable, considering he's a level 43 player, but he's obviously a player who does spend a lot of time running tests. Hence the reason why he's got a 20 million tier 6 Kelvin. So he really does run the tests and he runs the numbers. And I'm guessing Hugo just really loves maths. I mean, Hugo, you could tell me yes or no on that one. But yeah, but other than that, morale is not... And Nuts, absolutely. Forever, Ensign Harry Kim was given morale. That was something we was expecting Neelix to be. But now that... It now actually does call into question, are they actually going to bring Neelix into the game during the Voyager arc? However, if you have an Enterprise, you can start BLT, Kim, Below Decks. Yeah. Now, Mike, that's an idea I had earlier. Because when the Burning comes out, and you put all 3 of these officers on Below Deck, you get them really good. Yeah. Yeah, I know you've posted something in the Discord. Is it private or is it... You thread really. I did say to you about coming into the. Ask me anything in the stream, makes I'm live. 7 of 9 Voyager crew. John, you're going to have to be a little bit more specific on that one. Enterprise Captain, Cisco, Miles and Khan, and Kim becomes a heavy hitter. Okay. Did you already talk about the astrometrics? No, not yet, mate. Well, I briefly mentioned it, but we will go over it when we look at Voyager. As much as we dive into Voyager as much as we can, without actually having the ship available to look at. But yeah, so yeah, I definitely wouldn't say Harry Kim is going to be on my bucket list for this month. Voyager is. Why would I want to download the McDonald's bloody app? Just get off my fat ass and go to McDonald's and get the food. You love maths too, do you? Nuts. It can be a little bit complicated, I will admit. Now, obviously the Voyager unlock. Yeah, half an unlock. But it will require you to do 100%. I think it's going to be 100% participation in the storyline's meta. So now for me, I'm going to be getting that because you can pull Voyager one blueprint every 22 hours, which we will look at. I don't know why I've come out of there. Do you don't like it because your base position? I mean, the symmetry 7 of 9 for Voyager crew thingy. Hey Matthew, welcome in. God's language. Yeah, either I'm having a serious brain fart, John, or I'm not quite following the symmetry of 7 of 9 for Voyager crew. Are you on about like the Fleet Commander 7 of 9? Oh, I hope your exam goes well, Matthew. You have to drop me a message and let me know how it went. So, now, this is your meta. The alliance I'm in, thought they were going to have to run quite, like 800 odd low level hostiles just to complete this. I said, why? Put PMC on your ship and go hit mid-40s. I hit level 51s to complete this. Geography. I really hope that you get through that paper, mate. So I really do. I remember geography from when I was at school, but we're going back like 22 years now. And I actually, even though I loved geography, I failed it miserably because I was more into like maps and route planning and things like that. When it came to rocks and things like that. Oh, you mean two separate 7 of 9s? No. I don't think they're going to bring two 7 of 9s. I do suspect, I do suspect 7 of 9 is coming to the game as a character we can use on a ship. Where it's going to be, when, I don't know. But I do think she will come in. The Fleet Commander the Fleet Commander 7-9 is a completely different entity. So I wouldn't even worry too much about it. So now, here we go. So this is the meta for the month. It's obviously lasting the whole lot. Yeah, I don't particularly care about the avatar for Harry Kim. But you got to score by completing all the storyline events. And also you're going to get 38 of those shards. Plus, like I said, the 12 in the battle pass, giving you a grand total of 50. Take to the event store at the end of the month and get your half pull of the Voyager. Or Harry Kim, if you really, really want Harry Kim. So now we do have this as well. If you really feel like participating in it, again, this is going to last 1 day short of the full arc. And it's basically complete the storyline events, do the battle pass, isolatic artifacts as well, which, yeah, I don't even know if we're going to be able to colour. You don't like it because of overzealous little farts who create ridiculous row. Yeah, I'm not going to touch on row. I have really been contemplating doing a video about row, about the pros and cons of row. So, but yeah, I'm still in two minds of whether to actually write the script up for it. But this, take it as you will. Is that hailing frequency of any use? You've got a frame there which actually looks like it's actually got some energy ripples around it, or cobwebs or something like that. Or maybe it's just the marshmallow monster, Stay Puft marshmallow monster from Ghostbusters. That's just marshmallowed right around it. So, and what's in the middle, I really can't tell. Is that the surface of the sun? Or is that the surface over hell? I really don't know. But, yeah. To me, that SLB, yeah. Another event as well is for getting the Prime Node that's being released this month, which is your Battleship Wrecking. So, the rewards are actually pretty good. I'd love that 3.6 billion titanium. I really, really would. Not going to go spend 100 quid on it. To be honest, if I wanted to spend 100 quid in this game at current, it would be the Dry Dock H. That's the one I really would like. But at the minute, I don't have $100 to pay it for it. So, I'm not going to go for it. Yeah, it could be the Demon class. So, but yeah. Upgrade Voyager SLB. Yeah. You're going to get a load of these isolatic artifact tokens, which you will be able to refine, if I know the loop correctly, refine in the Voyager refinery. Now, I can show you what I've got. It's pretty much sweet FA. So, but yeah, you're going to be able to get all these different artifacts, which I think is basically another form of research. The Delta Flyer for away teams, you can see I've already smashed a load out today. Only need an extra 950 points. I should be able to get that in the next day and a half easy. So, if I remember to pull them. I've been forgetting a lot lately. Heroic Voyager for building it. And you're going to be getting some... I hate the fact where when you're trying to press it, it doesn't actually want to do anything. Yeah, it compromises my base position. Yeah, if you want to be a rogue, but we haven't got on to talking about that ability yet, so don't worry. We'll get those. We've got those opinions, so we'll talk about them when we talk about the ship's ability. What else we got? The Battle Pass, Unknown Quantity, SMS, Battle Pass storyline events for scoring, and you're going to get one of these tokens. I'm sure I managed to get the token up earlier. But again, I think that's another thing that you got to take to the Voyager refinery. So, yeah, I would, because we'll pull it apart about we'll do the pros and cons of that ability later. All Hands Alliance leaderboards. If you've got any Ultra Recruit tokens saved up, go spend them. So, I mean, I managed to blast out earlier a fair whack. Where am I currently? Oh, I've actually dropped out I'm down to 5th. Because I was up to 1st at one point, because there was only one other player who actually... It's in the event store. Oh, yes. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. We'll look into that just a little bit. So, yeah, I managed to actually get myself to 1st place, blasting 1600 out. But, obviously, I got overtaken by Lego. And then, obviously... So, no. Benjamin actually overtook me. And then obviously Lego, Toadie and Jesus came in and have obviously blasted a load out themselves. So, and to be honest, the reward payouts, yeah, not bad whatsoever. It's materials across the spectrum. I'm presuming G5 players will see the G5 materials. But yeah, so grade 3 and 4, and I should think 5. Hey Lucian, welcome in, mate. So the rewards here are pretty fantastic. Looking at the top one, I can only drool. 111 epic, 394 rare, 1,434 uncommon, and 5,145 common. And G3, yeah, it's all centered for the G3. But yeah. So, like I say, if you got it, you've got just under 5 days to get it done. Now, so the unknown quantity one, obviously, yeah, you come here and you're going to spend it in here. So you've got a chance to choose whichever one, and you're going to get 30 of these to restore specific things. Now, what they actually do, I don't know. So, I mean, let's have a look in the actual artifact store. Oh, my shield's down. Yay! So, oh yes, the events have come in as well. Oh, for God's sake, do we have to have a download screen? Really? Oh. Okay. Was not expecting this, so I'll tell you what, since we've got the opportunity. So, this is pages 3 and 4 for the artifact gallery. So, obviously, we've seen pages 1 and 2 last month. So, now we've got 3. So, Isolytic is a new form of damage that's going to be introduced into the game. Okay, mate, no worries. Good luck on your exams tomorrow, mate, and I hope it all goes well. So, biology. Yeah, I'm pretty good with biology. Well, I used to be. I'm not sure how I am nowadays, but no, good luck, mate. Hey, Jay, welcome into the stream, buddy. So Isolytic is a new... Yeah, smashing, mate. I look forward to hearing from you, and I really do hope it all goes well for you, bud. Hey, pets, welcome in. So, Isolytic. Now, this is, as I've said, is... Alright. To answer your question, buddy, bit of a ding-dong between Borg and another alliance. I got sick of it, and I thought, you know what, enough's enough. So, I just left. I said my goodbyes and I left. So, that's pretty much the ins and outs of it. So Isolytic, as you can see by this graph, is going to bypass the standard mitigation, is it? Now, I'm not... So, standard... Yeah, standard mitigation. It hits your shields and hits your hull as well. So, obviously, you've got your 3 layers of combat, which is 3 layers of defense of your ship. You've got your mitigation, which basically means a certain percentage of it buggers off into space. So that's why we usually look at that 71.2%, I think it is. of mitigation. So a 1 million shot would lose 700,000 of its shot off into space straight away. Out of the remaining 300,000, 80% of that will hit your shield. Well, with isolytic damage, no. 100% gets to your shields, and 20% of that gets right through. Gets through to your hull. So your shields are going to take more damage by the sounds of this. Yeah, it's. I've heard it said it's completely resetting the meta and everything. So it's more capable of destroying advanced ships, and is not reduced by standard mitigation. Harvest anomaly samples from nodes with Voyager to unlock and upgrade isolytic artifacts. So what we've got here is we've got the device that we see in the Pathfinder lab on Earth during Star Trek Voyager. In the episode, is it Pathfinder? I think it is, where where Barclay's actually trying to make contact with Voyager and successfully does. We've got a flute. Is that the one from Picard? I can only think that's the one from Picard. Star Trek Next Generation even. It's Picard's flute. You found a lot of isolated buffs, but the isolated base damage. But where's it coming from? Yeah, you see, now that's what's got me wondering. What's creating this isolated damage? Because my knowledge of isolatic technology is completely separate from photon torpedoes or phasers. They don't produce isolatic radiation. Not to my knowledge, anyway. Not even quantum torpedoes do that. But I'm sure Scopely found a way to add it in somehow. And then obviously we've got the dartboard for Bashir and Miles. So we've got the Borg Queen remains. So that's a new one that's added. So this increases isolate damage for all ships. Borg nanoprobes. Yes. Yeah. Not quite sure about that one. Yeah, potentially. When deals 0 isolate damage, even 200% isolate damage is still 0. Okay. Yes, it does change the PvP a little bit. So, right, so this is the skull from the engine room on the Enterprise E. After Picard, the Data manages to puncture the cooling tanks. Dual generators. Yeah, they're seen in multiple locations around. And one of them actually comes up is the XCOM episode in The Next Generation. They were used on that station. I'm just trying to think where else they're used, but they are used in multiple locations. Oh, the Cold Station 12 as well. So 100 shards, it's an epic. So, but what does this one do? Increases your isolytic defense by 5%, so that's good. So that's a 5%, whereas the Queen's Head was giving you a 1% boost to damage. Can I get it? Yep. Here's another one. Increasing isolated damage against armadas, which is a bottle of Macathonian spirits, which were found by an unwitting Ferengi merchant who obtained it from a deep space smuggler. Okay. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yes, it is a free-to-play ship this month. Yes, completely free to play. And you've got a chance to get quite far into it by the end of the arc, by the end of this month. Yeah. They're in Battlestar Galactica as well. Okay. Why am I not surprised? So what else we got? The King's Hat from Strange New World Season 1. Increasing isolated damage against explorers. So, okay, yeah. I'm just going to keep bringing me back there. I'll tell you what, let's bring the eye up. The Catalan Telescope, increasing isolated damage against interceptors. Riker's Trombone is isolated damage against battleships. And then obviously you've got 3 for defense, of isolated defense. You've got the Magellan Oath Coin. You've got Cisco's Baseball. Tehran Spear. Isolated damage for 3 rounds against hostiles is Picard's Reskin Flute. One for PvP here, which is Narada Tendril Fragment. So we got anything? Yeah, we've got uncommons here. We've got the Organ Harvester, which increases damage while on a battleship and the opponent is burning. Okay, so we've got 1 for burning, 1 for hull breach, the Blade of Tacon, and Captain Proton's Blaster, which is damage against explorers with morale. The dartboard is defense against players. So yeah, so there's going to be plenty of plenty of these going through. So we've got an I've got none, but we can just have a look at these. So it's a limited time for this month. Okay, and the drop rate is 30% for uncommon, 50% rare, 20% epic. So you've got a better chance of getting a rare than you have an uncommon. That's got to be wrong, surely to God. Surely to God, that's got to be wrong. But it is what it is. So, well, yeah. So they're your new artifacts that we're going to have. So, claim that. Now, I believe we've still got one more box in. Oh no, I claimed it, didn't I? So, what's the resources one? Oh, that's me, radioactive titanite. So we'll get that. And then we'll leave the other 2 for later. Now, Voyager's refinery. Right down at the bottom. So, and if we click on here, as you can see, the Herodian relics that you get are going to get you your blueprints. Subject to change. Yes, they are. Everything in this game is always subject to change. So, you can always expect it's going to happen. Now, I've got 12,400. So, basically, that's going to give me 60 shards of Voyager already. No, not 60 shards. That's wrong. That's wrong. 24 shards. 24 shards. I can't even do maths in my head now. So I've got 24 shards available. And believe it or not, they're actually quite easy to obtain and get. So, let's just get that. And begin the 22-hour cooldown. Hey, Metal Master, welcome in. Yes, you still have to wait for that cooldown, though. So, yeah. Now, as you can see, I've got my Valdor out. I think I've still got some PvE left to do. Crap, never mind. I can bang a few ships out. Where's the Enterprise? Oh, yeah, I sent the Enterprise off on the Marder. Did not found any isolated research in Starship Research. Voyager Research knows. A friend just showed me a Voyager combat log. Also, 0 isolytic damage. Is Voyager worth getting, you think? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I'm not even going to turn around and say it's not. So let's have a look at a battle log quickly. Here we go. So the battle logs are now showing isolytic. So if your opponent is not dealing isolated damage, you ain't going to take any isolytic damage. So by the looks of it, how do you get the Hirogen bits? Glad you asked that one, Jay. Because we are going to show you. Yes, I am going to show you where to get them from. So, but we'll just quickly talk about the isolated damage here. So, yeah, they're adding it in as an extra point. So, if this thing dealt 1,000 isolytic damage, technically, at the minute, I can't mitigate any isolytic damage. It's completely free all the way through. There are no level locks. In fact, I'm a level 44 at current. This month I will be a level 45, potentially going to level 46. Yeah, I'm potentially going to be level 46 by the end of June, maybe the end of July. But because I've got nothing towards mitigating isolated damage, if that target fires it, I'm going to get it. No questions asked. So which means that's going to stay 0 until I actually start getting some research to mitigate it. So now, I could be wrong about the way that's going to work, but from what I'm seeing here, this thing needs to fire it, and if I've not done any research to mitigate any isolytic damage, that's going to remain 0. So, I could be wrong. It has been known that I have been wrong. So, 4, and where are we go? Not that one. Here we go. I was hitting the level 37s. I was taking bugger all damage, but that's the crew I was actually using to do this. So obviously I'm going to get the loot boost, but I'm looking for Hirogen Hunters. So level 40 Enterprise. Yeah, you're probably going to be looking at PMC, ideally, Jay, in all honesty. PMC. If we take a look at this, yeah, I'm not really going to get told much from that. It's the battle log we want. So, standard damage, no isolytic damage issued. The skill thingy token would be, yeah. So we've got energy weapon, energy, kinetic. So we have one energy weapon that fires one shot, another energy weapon that will fire 4 shots, and a kinetic weapon that will fire 3 shots. And a bigger weapon. I tell you what, the refresh respawn rates on those hunters need some adjustments. I can certainly pass that information up, Mel. So, now before, what we'll do is we will jump into stfc.space and quickly look at these hostiles. But where you're going to go find them, where you're going to zoom all the way up here to Delta Quadrant, up here to the deep space version, and you're going to be looking at from here going up. So you could be looking at these particular systems. You said from, where's that? It's a Dell system. But it's not very pleasant. So where's Sadell? I can't seem to find Sadell. SADELL. Because I'm not even quite sure where that system is. Level 40 on top of... Oh, right, yeah. So you can find them in these. It's a 4-star mining system. So is there some Origin Hunters in here then? Unknown lot. Now, if I remember correctly, they are interceptors. I've got a Origin Hunter here. So you can get them. Oh yeah, hang on. The Lost Pirates are not giving them. No. Yeah, so just the ordinary Origin Hunters, if you wanted to do that. So pretty much any of those systems, find a hunter. However, if you want some more guaranteed success on finding them and getting some better loot, I would definitely recommend going up here. So it's let me just put a crappy low level ship on. The hunters are in, yeah. So right, so I've got the, so I've put a Rialto on. So what range are you looking at? You're only looking at warp range 55 for this. So yeah, you can send pretty much any ship that you want. Yeah, these have got seriously better loot. And well, when we get up there, we'll show you. It had to attack it 3 times. Wow. That's a repair bill and a half. What crew am I using? Right. Let's get rid of Riker. Baldor. Oh, for fuck's sake. Emergency stop. Let's go get Beverly back. The 51s hurt like heck. Yeah, I bet they do. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Good. My Augur's not actually in use. I've got 200,000 epic shards. So I got Lucky Pull of Wesley Crusher twice. Hi Joseph. First, welcome to the stream. Secondly, you poor sod. You poor sod. A full pull, a lucky pull of Wesley Crusher twice. I feel for you, bud. I really do feel for you. That's harsh. Some people just save them up. I do sometimes. I can end up with like 30,000 before I end up going through them. Using 5 Giorgio and Tal on the Newton, it still hurts. Yeah. What ship was it? They were showing... Oh, it's the 8472 Hostiles. Yeah, Tal's going to be no good against them. But it probably would be against the freeboot, against these things. But the firing pattern is definitely going to be brilliant for the likes of using Hugh. So, lucky pulls of Tasha. to be honest, Tasha's got a bit of use. Yes, there is the new tutorial, the field training. We will cut into that. So I just want to get Cashapp back on the ship, because I actually had a lot of... It was a lot easier for me. Right, we'll just pull full PMC. For some reason my Valdor's dancing. So so what I'm going to do is we're going to switch to stsc.space, and we're going to look at some of these and yeah, I believe I posted one in the Discord earlier, if I remember correctly. Because I even posted it on my server Discord as well. So I'm going to cut over to stsc.space and we're going to look at some of these hostiles and the firing pattern that we have. So let's go in, and if I can just get the box up. Yes, I changed the screen on my phone. I thought it was a little bit more colourful. So, right, now I'm thinking we've got a bit of a lag here. So, right, so I'm going to scroll to hostiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh my God, 13-second delay. Right, so... yeah, so just making sure that my screen's actually on live. So, yeah, it's picking me up as live. So, oh great, I love Wesley. He works well enough, and he's a great away team guy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's probably pretty much all he's going to be good for, really, the away teams. So, right, so, why did I put Z in? I don't know. Right, so that should be enough. Right, so we've got Herodian Hunters. Oh my God. Three. Herodian transports. Okay, so something's... right. Here we go. Is this going to be the one? Nope. That's not it. Okay, so I'm guessing we're going to have to actually put the yeah, here we go. So that's it. That's elite. So here's the show's prime particle. Yes. Yes, don't worry, Hugo. We will go into that as well. We will mention that. So, pretty much is what we just said from the battle log. Energy weapon that fires 1 shot. Another energy weapon that fires 4 shots. A kinetic weapon that fires 3 shots. And there's a 4th weapon which will fire on the 10th round. So it looks like that's going to fire every 10 rounds. Let's have a quick look at these. So, weapons 1, 2 and 3, as we can see there. Their stats. That first weapon hits hard. Looking at that, Hugo, it doesn't really hit that hard. It don't hit that hard. Having that second energy weapon, however, hitting you 4 times, yeah, that would hit a bit hard. Yeah. Scale up. Yeah. And then that's a kinetic weapon. This fires 9 shots. What do you mean, nuts? So, yeah, that's going to be a kicker. That's going to be a bad one, but so right. So then we've got the species. Trust me to not be able to get the yes. I believe that is the case. Nuts. 8, 4, 7, 2. Here we go. So if we just take a look at the level 35 one, the bioship. So there's its firing pattern. The first weapon is a kinetic one, shoots on the 8th round. So why that's up there, I don't know. But the energy weapons, 1 and 2 every single round, and then a 4-shot kinetic weapon as well. So this is pretty heavy up front. So Hugh's going to be another good one that you're potentially going to need. The actual damage, and Rev showed this off on his live stream. That first kinetic weapon, 10 billion. Oh, right, okay, fair dues then. 10 billion shot. There's no up, there's no down. It's literally just 10 billion. That's enough to wipe out a G4 ship. After it's taken the damage from all the other weapons, and here's the kinetic weapon for weapon 4. So that's also pretty hard. But yeah. And 1 billion accuracy, penetration and modulation. Yeah. That's going to hurt like a son of a bitch. Absolutely. Yeah, Boba Joe does invest a lot of money. I will say that. I don't know what job Boba does to actually be able to invest so much money. And I'm almost jealous. You meant that weapon? Yeah, this one. Yeah, this is 8472. This is not the Hirogen. So, yeah. This is one fight you want to end fast. Very, very fast. So Hugh will potentially be pretty much... don't worry about it. I screw up all the time. So Hugh is definitely going to be one that you're going to want. Pick Beverly as well. Get her critical damage in there. So, yeah. So, right, what we'll do is we'll jump back into game. The Valdor will be in position. So, and there are plenty of hunters in here. So, the elites. So, we'll just go for this first one. And to be honest, we're not going to take... Yeah, Boba Joe. So, we've got... This ain't going to take much damage off me. not an awful lot. About 4%. And then the rewards I get off that, 146. And that's using PMC. Now, obviously, if I do use 5, Tal and GG, I'm going to end up with a little bit more. Alright, okay. So yeah, so let's see. Now, how much further can I take the Valdor? So I can get up to there. Can I get down here? No, I need walk range 200 to get there. Okay, so let's go have a look at the ones in here. I'll see what they pay out. So, oh, it's a 3-minute flight. Bloody thing. So, but, yeah. Let's have that, discussion on Voyager, shall we? So, Explorer, Voyager. So, USS Voyager. NCC 74656, Intrepid class, maximum crew of 150, top sustainable warp speed of warp 9.975. Okay. I can't wait to give that a shot. But yeah, so I mean they've not done too bad with the graphics for Voyager. The impulse engines are okay. There's none of that stupid tailing off the back of the ship, which they seem to be loving to put in. But yeah, so that's the image of Voyager. Now she does come with the 2 abilities. Advanced sensors reveals up to 1 hostile hiding from your sensors according to in the current system you're in. If no target is found, the activation cost will be refunded. 24 rounds. Ouch. Okay, that's actually pretty good for you. So plenty of chance to get all those critical shots in. And then astrometrics scan a player and find their base. Now, this one is obviously, as we've already seen so far in chat, is causing a bit of a stir amongst players, because some players actually like the idea of this, others don't. Now, if you are a rogue player, you're not going to like this one little bit. I find him every now and again, but I've not seen him poke his head up for quite some time. Unless I'm just not paying attention to what's going on in 134. Usually I don't. So, but yeah, so this one would be a good one. We've had a few rogues on 134. And now this would be good to find out where their base is. However, if they notice that you're out with a Voyager, they may want to come in and blow it up rather quickly, so you don't actually get to use that ability. He always attacks you as you have his territory. Is he still a solo player? Because if he's a solo player, tell him to suck it up. So, yeah, I think even I would have gone to kick him out of his territory. But yeah, so, yeah, what makes a rogue someone who just wants to play the game, or players who have left their alliance during a war? Oh, he's in Alliance of 2 now, okay. No, a rogue player, by definition of row, is somebody who violates row regularly. For instance, killing empty miners. outside of a war. Attacking in token space. Or on our server, you'll probably get some players complain because you've hit their Franklin in swarm space. So and you're constantly doing it, so they consider you a rogue. So, yeah. Or basically, players who just go around shooting anyone and everyone that they can. So potentially you could actually look at a whale on this one who just basically go around blowing everyone's ships up that he sees, no matter a PK killer. A PK killer.
Part of a family who can't go a day without listening to music or podcasts.
Not many of those players again. No, actually, believe it or not, the number of rogue players in the game, like you when you were small. Ah, how much you've grown and come along. Trust me, there have been bigger rogues than you, Jay. Bigger rogues than you. But yeah, so yeah, just basically somebody like they've either had enough of specific alliances, and they say that nobody on the server's doing this, that, and the other. So they literally just go to town on everybody on the server to try and get you to work together. The only problem is it's a bit self-defeating because you don't go after the alliance that they want you to go after. You end up chasing them. But yeah. And the only way to stop being rogue is compensation, apologies, and punishment of, say, like, no PvP action for X amount of days. That's how you get out of being rogue. But yeah. So I think we've still got a couple of rogues on our alliance. Like Jay's just mentioned, we've got one at the minute who's attacking a specific alliance. I'm not seeing him attack anybody else lately. But yeah, so it's like, if you spot his ships, scan it, you found his base. Knock knock, who's in? So you could probably play Three Little Piggies with rogues. It's another thing as well, join war. It could be another useful tool. Find an enemy target, scan the miner or the warship before you go blow them up. And then that's not rogue. I believe it or not, a lot of people have a very, very wide definition of what a rogue actually is. Our server has a whole alliance of them. They fly around and shoot every miner they see. Very brave folk. That means running from every real fight. You can imagine every brave folk. Now it's payback time. And yeah, it is. Yes, I have been in a war. And nuts, I'm going to put this straight. The wars in this game are not wars. They're a competition to see who can pop the most bloody miners. I'm sorry. That's my view on war in this game. Now, if you could destroy the players' bases for 4 years, yeah. I've been in a couple of wars, but they are literally who can pop the most miners nowadays. Or if you're lucky to find an enemy warship, if you're lucky. Because the players, the more experienced players, yeah, who's got the biggest wallet? Yeah, pretty much it would be whoever's got the biggest wallet as well. But if you could destroy a player's starbase or capture it and take it over, yeah, exactly. But yeah, so destroy their bases or take them over and scrap them for your own use. Yeah, that's pretty much all wars are. It's crap. And if you've got players who don't particularly care, they'll carry on. Let's take Server 20, for example. 3-year-long war they're in. So far, it's 3 years. Because they needed something different. They didn't want to spice things up. But now they still go out and send their miners. They don't care. They send the warships out to do PvE. They don't care. They just do it. And that's what wars have become. Now, tell me, would you rather have a war where you're just popping miners, you're just basically pissing people off? Or would you rather have a war that would bring your enemy to the table, but because you keep destroying their bases and they're having to rebuild them? Now, no, I agree with that one. It's not worthy to call itself a PvP game. So, and yeah, you have said it a couple of times. But now, the way I see it, to make this a proper PvP game, yes, you should be able to destroy bases. Now, you've got your shield, which protects your base. Keep that impenetrable shield in place. That's not a problem. Players will certainly learn how to, shield or get blown up. But your base gets destroyed. I mean, it's like all the buildings will be smattered. You've got to rebuild them. Repair costs, let's keep that relatively cheap for repairs and everything. So, just not to piss a lot of players off too much. Oh, Jesus Christ. So the bullies have more power to bow to players to their will. It would be abused. Yeah, it probably would be abused. But they can either capture the base, take away the scanning, so a player would have to rebuild the base from scratch. Get rid of tokens, so we have to raid to progress. Oh, you mean the resource tokens? Yeah, no. You need to keep hold of them because players need a piggy bank. They'll need a piggy bank to fall back on. I mean, it'll certainly make me save up my tokens a lot more. I keep dumping them into my base every now and again. So, especially when my titanium reserves are looking a little bit low. But it's like over the last couple of weeks, I've spent about, 4 billion titanium in repairs. So, yeah. But, yeah, so you've got to be able to destroy players' bases. Now, a lot of players are going to turn around and say, no, we can't have that, we can't have that. Players would end up leaving in their droves and everything. Well, no, I don't think they would end up leaving in their droves. It's an unfair advantage. Well, that's why a base has got a shield. That's why you've got shields. I played a while without resource tokens. You really don't want... No, you need to keep the resource tokens. So a player's got to fall back to repair their base and everything. But that would, I think, if you could actually genuinely attack a base properly, like not just blow the guns up and that's it, it's all gone. So now it's a farming game. It already is a farming game. It's a glorified farming game. Go out, mine. So... you got a bloody massive starbase now that just you plonk it on plasma to mine plasma. So, but yeah, the PvP in this game really does not interest me in the slightest. Maybe some OPC hunting every now and again if I'm really bored, but yeah. But yeah, well, like I say, they've got to be able to destroy bases, and that would actually make alliances really think twice about war. Now, luckily, a couple of alliances I've been in, they have stopped short of going to war because they are thinking about their lower level players. Yeah. When you fall asleep because you had a hard day at work, month of work can be gone just like that, and recovering takes months. The further you progress, the more time you need. in certain aspects in this economy, yes. But in other aspects, no. It won't take you months. I'd probably say, okay, maybe at the outside it'll take you about 2 months to recover, given the payouts in the economy now. It's like I said, I did a video back in November about going to Ops 46 by December this year. I'm looking at Ops 46 by August at the very latest. Oh yeah. Oh, are you on about back in the past? A couple of years ago? That's another problem. It takes time to build stuff. It's stupid 60 days for things. Yeah, you see, now that's where you could actually change that. Oh yeah, that was a time without resource tokens. Yes. Yeah. Now I get where you're coming from. Yes, you could lose ships and you could get completely wiped out. Yes, and it would take you months. But in the economy nowadays, it'll probably take you about a month, maybe 2 on the outside. Yeah, but with the Xborg Swarm finding losing Partrill and Dali is not the end of the world, nor does it motivate one to raid. No, it don't. There is literally not much motivation for raiding nowadays. There isn't. But Scopely have heeded to the players and they've made the economy better. So it does take away that bit for raiding. But there are players out there who basically want more. They've never got enough. More wars will be started. You can destroy bases, smaller ops players every time you see them. Then that might become a problem and they want to destroy... And you want to destroy a whole base, really? It depends. I mean more of it like in a war. If you're just going out to destroy smaller ops players' bases for the sheer fuck of it, all right. Let's actually put the profanities in there. If you're going to go destroy a base for the sheer fuck of it, and it's like a player like, I don't know, 5 or more levels below you, yeah, you're being a dick. And then when players come around and actually smash your base up, you're getting your just desserts. But yeah, you've got to understand, shield or share, as we all know. Players will certainly learn how to use a shield. But obviously you can repair your base, put it back to where it was. Basically just repairs your buildings. Small repair costs to say like, I don't know, 0.01% of its actual build cost. Just to put it back in place. You want to destroy buildings on the base. Is that something new? No. Okay, like, let's think about most other strategy games. Say like Command and Conquer. You don't just go in and destroy the guns and then plunder its reserves. You go in and you wipe out the base. Star Trek Commanders was exactly the same. You built your base and to build up your ships, your resources, your research and everything, you went out and you destroyed the enemy base. Or when you did the multiplayers, you literally built your thing that if you was up against a computer, it'd build its own base. You'd build your fleet up and you'd go smash their entire base up. Something similar to that. But be fair to players. Don't charge them the flipping earth to rebuild their base. Battle Pirates does it. Yeah, I've not heard of that game, but yeah. I don't see why Scopely couldn't apport that kind of a mechanic in the game. But like I said, yes, it is a recipe for abuse. There's no question about it. It is a recipe for abuse. But your base has shields. Use them. The shields don't cost that much. You get 24 hours in your dailies. But use them. But like I say, make it cheap to repair your bases. And if you are going to hit players lower level than yourself, try and don't be a dick about it. Just stick within a reasonable range of yourself. If you're going to destroy somebody, if you want to just destroy somebody else's base, when you get raided, you're repairing the defense platform. The game could make you repair every single building. Yeah, exactly. See, now to me, that's a base destroyed. That's a base destroyed, opened up, and you can raid it. Plunder it for all of its resources. Now, I agree with the point of do not put materials up for grabs. Because Jesus Christ, that's it. You just open a massive can of worms, and you will have players leave the game for it. So, yeah, well, that's a PvP mechanic. That, to me, that's more ship to ship. But it's there. But like I say, it's a player's choice. They can hit a level 40 player can go hit a level 26 and destroy their base and leave it in ruins. But like say, Jay, 5 up, 5 down for base raiding. But again, leave that to player's choice. Leave it to player's choice. But anyway, but yeah, so astrometric scan locates a player's base. But like I say, it's great against rogues. But yeah, you might just want. It's like it might be a case of you've seen a friend's ship and you don't know where their base is. You might just want to pop in and say hi for a cup. Go see if you can grab a cup of sugar or something from them to make your next cup of coffee. I've never had trouble finding someone I wanted to kill. If I wanted to kill them, I post a target in my alliance chat and APB, and within an hour the base is located, and this is the crotch. I'm so tired of these. Then it's not your friend. Well, yeah, if they're prepared to actually lend you a cup of sugar for your coffee, yes, they are a friend. Or it might be a player who's left your alliance and you're concerned about this, so you just want to know where their base is. With low ships at your dock, you can beat whales who attack you. Yeah, that's a bold defence or an ocean's defence, mate. Or like a bounty system. It's in a level 39 player, I call it. Yeah, that one's a bit. Yeah, I've got to admit, that's a little bit unbalanced. A 60 hitting a 39. So. But at least we have those brackets in place. It could be worse. It could be level 60 hitting a level 10, like in Territory. If you don't know where they live, they're not your friend. Well, no, it just means they might have disappeared off the grid and you've not heard from them. So you just want to pop and see if their base is fine, or they can't get online. So like, just say like they've deployed ships out for mining, and they've gone out and they're not able to get online. So, but they managed to get you a message saying, can you just check on my base? I can't get online. I think my shield's about to drop. Can you just check on it? Where's your base, mate? Oh, I'm not quite sure what system I was in. Okay, I'll go find one of your ships. I might have stumbled across your base. If not, you find the ship first. Scan it. Oh, there's your base. Pop and see it. yeah, your shield's still up, mate. Don't worry about it. So it's like, normal text messages don't need Wi-Fi. They just need standard communication signal. However, Messenger, WhatsApp, Facebook, Discord all require Wi-Fi or data. Now, if you've got no Wi-Fi or data, but yet you can get a text message out to a friend to check on your base for you, that's fine. I don't care. I sit for my favourite system for years. The Z system. You're never going to leave it. That's exactly what's going to happen. What's happened, Hugo? Yeah, Hugo, if you like that system, then that's absolutely fine. But I mean, there are some positive traits to this astrometric scan. So, in terms of hunting rogues, getting revenge, or like I said, if you can't get your data online or the Wi-Fi signal to actually get into the game, but you can still use normal communications to send a text message or ring somebody and ask them just to check on your base, and they can't remember where they've put their base because they've just moved it. But say, oh, but I'm manning in Pajem, but my base is not there. I can't remember what I did with my base. Fly to Pajem, scan their ship, and it'll tell you where their base is. You go check it. Yeah, your shield's up, mate, still. Don't worry about it. So something like that. So there is a positive aspect for friends to use this. So, but yeah, it's not just for revenge attacks and things like that. There is actually a positive thing. That's you on a Friday night, forgetting where you've left everything. Yeah, so it might be that. You're going on a night out, had a few, you can't remember if you put your shield up, but you've got no signal to get into game. But you can get a message out through a text message to somebody. I don't do PvP, never piss people off. I'm friendly in every messages, nobody is after me, works like a charm. Yeah, I can piss some players off. So, I don't consider it a sport or anything like that, but yeah. But no, so there are some positive aspects to that. Now, the details of Voyager. As you can see, its DPR is out of the gate is 415.3 thousand. Not particularly too bad. Hi, Haito. Got Voyager today. Awesome. Glad it's not a one-trick pony. Usually 10 minutes after I've settled in bed, out crossed my mind, I forgot to shield. Yeah, see, that's another thing. You forget to shield, and maybe somebody in your alliance likes checking on players to see if they have shielded. So like a Commodore who can see who's online. So for instance, so we'll take it this way. Say you was in my alliance, right? I'm a Commodore. It's getting close to me going to bed, but I want to make sure that all my offline players have a shield. And say I'm in an alliance of about 20. But I don't know where your base actually is. So, what's wrong with me finding, oh, you've got a miner on an isogen node. I'll scan that to find your base, then I can make sure you've got your shield up. If not, I could drop you a message in Discord. Hey, Nuts, your shield's down, mate. Are you aware of this? Now, would you not be thankful that I've messaged you telling you your shield's down because I've used Voyager's ability to find your base? Or just left your base unshielded, not bothered checking on it? Yeah, you could do that. It shows you where your mates are, but it doesn't show specific players where specific players are. It's just a figure. You've got a friend in that system. So, I mean, yeah, that's the quickest way to make sure everyone's got shields up. But, I mean, a few years ago, I was in one of the top alliances. And this is going back a few years. And there was one person, she checked on everybody's shields. And if you didn't have your shield up, she'd give you an earful about it. So you made sure you learned your shields. So, you have to destroy them in 7 rounds or less. At the start of the round, they hit you with 13 billion power. Yeah, Hi-Tech, we've just been looking at that on STFC.space. And it is mad about that kind of a power. But you need something to take on those G5 ships. Yeah, so you can't. Yeah, so you can't check the whole alliance. That's absolutely fine. But it's like specific players. But as Nuts has just put, you can just look on Galaxy View, see where all your friends are, and you just pop in their systems. So obviously there is that. So, but I'd rather think of the astrometric scan as there is a positive aspect to it. I use Strange, Una, Khan, and Lorca for freebooters. No Tal. No Tal? Sounds like Fear, that. No, it wasn't Fear. It was... Oh, it was one of the U alliances. If you remember the player called DJ, who was on our server, he was French. It was his alliance. And it was a last called Rachel. You're still G3 in it. Have you not got Lorca yet? Not Lorca. Have you not got Tal yet? Yeah, it was a U alliance. Oh. Yeah, Tal. Yeah. Trust me, mate. Use Tal. Tal, Giorgio, if you've got Giorgio, or if Nero's actually better, then use Nero. And then obviously one of these Strange New Worlds as captain. Trust me, my tier 8 Augur can smack a level 52. My Valdor tier 6 can smack a level 56. Just no good way to proc burning yet. Oh no, George. All right, well that's fair. That's fair dues then, mate. If you got no good way of procking burning, then yeah, Tal probably won't be the best thing for you at the minute, because you do need a good an officer who can really proc burning. Yeah, I mean. Your Nero's weak. Okay, that's fair dues then. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. And yeah, we will see how players respond to the astrometric scan over time. I think it's a good ability. Yes, it's going to be good to go hunt those rogues. But it's also, to me, it's also going to be good if I suppose a good way round it would be if there was a daily to go with it. But I don't know. Well, I mean, we can see how it goes. But yeah. So, Voyager's obviously DPI is mediocre as it comes out the dock. But it does have the ability to increase its weapons damage against DQ tags by 50,000%. So it's going to be a relatively good grinder. Yeah, Hugh's another good one you could definitely use with your freebooters if you've got Hugh. If you've got Hugh. Your defense stats. Now, if you'll also notice as well, there has been a... Alright, Hugo. Good night, mate. you'll see on the defense stats that isolytic damage has now been added. So isolytic defense has now been added to your defense section in your details. But Voyager, they said it's a high input speed, high warp speed of 35.9. That's pretty fast for a tier 1. Impulse speed 127. So yes, it's going to get round those systems pretty fast. So, but anyway, that's enough on Voyager, because that to me that was a great discussion on Voyager. So I'm actually quite good at that. Well, we can only see what happens with Voyager and how well it does. But in the meantime, why don't we go hit one of these ships and see, one, how much damage I'm going to take, and two, how good things are. I mean, we didn't actually look to see what the loot was. 174. Okay, so it's not really that much. Wow. That's actually not too bad. It's not much more. It's not much more than those 37s were. Wow, I'm going to get bored pretty fast trying to grind these things out. But I only need 500 of those relics a day. So, I mean, what have I just got there? I didn't see it. Let's have a quick look at the battle log. So, I walked away with 177. So, 3 targets? Go out, do 3 targets a day? Yeah, that's not going to take me an awful long time to do. So the battle log for it went 46 rounds. Wow. 46 rounds. That's mad. But I've got Hugh on the ship anyway, so he's going to proc pretty well. And by the looks of it, my own ship's going to be able to fire. Yeah, travel time will be the pain in the ass for it. So I think that's why Voyager's going to be so fast. But it looks like our ships are going to be able to issue isolated damage against these things as well. I guess that's what the research is for, really, isn't it? But yeah, so 46 rounds for that one. Not bad on damage. Now, what about those A472 hostiles? Yeah. Now, you see, that's going to be the issue, because unfortunately I don't have a way to summon him. So now, if somebody is in here with an explorer, no, they're not. So right now, I'm gonna. I don't know why I've made myself grow there. Let me see, because earlier I did actually spot one flying around the system. But I couldn't target it. Yeah, there is one flying around at the minute. So, yeah. That's going to be interesting. Now, I will say about those 8472 ships, and I will say I pulled this off Rev's live stream because I saw it happen. When you use Voyager and you use that ability to reveal 8472, that 8472 ship will target you like a hunter. So, say like your enemy to the Romulans, you go in their territory and a hunter appears to come chase you down. Or you go to augment space, no matter what you rep, and you get the bounty hunters. Yeah, you do need Voyager to get the A472. But yeah, so like you go to augment space and the bounty hunters will target you. When you detect an 8472 ship, it will target you and it will hunt your ship down. It will follow you around the system. However, you need to be careful because everybody on the map will be able to see, in that system, will be able to see that 8472 ship. So which basically means players can come and steal it. Now you might be lucky and it might appear right next to you. Or you could be really unlucky and it'd be the other side of the system. So then it's got to fly to you. But they do fly fast. They do fly fast. Yeah, look, to be honest, I'm in the same position, that one. Long travel times, quickly go to do something else, like set a solo armada or something like that. But yeah, so you can do multiple things while you wait for it to travel. Just like we waited for the Valdor. We went off and talked about something else while we wait for it to fly. So now let's quickly do 3 hit kills. That's not stealing, you just missed out. Well, no, if another player actually beats it, yeah, you have just missed out. But that other player's come in and stole it off you. Now, you can either chase that player down for the rewards to get back off them, or you just wait for the next one. But yeah. Guaranteed though, if you get players stealing others, stealing any of these 8472s from players who have made them appear, I'm sure there's going to be a few messages sent back and forward. You stole my ship, you stole my ship. Yeah, or you could go find their base. So, but yeah, very interesting to say the least. Now, to me, I'm glad this is not another Armada. I'm just glad it's not another Armada. So, hey Damien, I tried to steal one, didn't work for me. It didn't work. Oh, okay, so don't worry about it. That's the way I look at it. If I got the opportunity to try and steal one, I might do. Oh, here's a Voyager. So he's going to be looking for an 8472. So we might, if we're lucky, he might find one in the system. Now, apparently, they might not always be here. Yeah, you could just go to his base and blow it up. Well, blow his guns up at least. Here we go, here's a bioship. Here's one. So now we've got to move fast to get the quick details. So, 2 billion attack. DPI is 1.4 billion. 10%. We lost it. We lost it. But the rewards, at least we can see what the rewards are. So, now, the one thing is, I know for a fact he'll use his ability to find my base and he'll come and smack my base. Not going to push that one. To be fair, I think they have tried to do something different here. So, yeah, they have tried to do something different. And that's what I like. So, I'm really going to actively engage in this loop. And I'm really going to try and do what I can. Granted, I can't do bugger all until I get Voyager, which is the downside. But, yeah, they really have actually tried to do something else. But it was glitching on me. You find a lot of them in the token system. Ah, that's all right then. So, right, so he's found that one. So he's run away quickly because he's at Fox and 300 are still at war. So, oh, we've got 2 Voyagers. Ooh. So now I'm going to see if we can find another one. Because I'm going to take advantage here. It's different. I like it. I'd say good job this time. Yeah, I would definitely say good job. But again, let's give it the month. Let's see what happens, because we could say good job right now. 2 weeks time, we could be bored of it, and we're waiting for the next decent content. I don't think. Right, so one of the Voyagers is just warped out. I don't think we're going to find another one. So, but let's have a quick look at his Voyager. So he's at 6 million, so he's only level 5. For nearly 1 million DPI already. But again, he's a level 56 player, so he's going to have a shit ton of research. Critical damage, 22% chance. Damage is 320. That's nice. Warp speed, 61.8. Hey, Samuel. Just level 30 up to... Oh, just leveled up to 30. Can look for... What can I look forward to? Let's see. You've got your faction miners available. The Antares, the Cavort, and the Vaclus. Yeah. Oh, is it your Meridian at 30? I think your Meridian's at 30. You should be able to start grinding the blueprints for Voyager. Oh, I do apologise. So you can start grinding out the blueprints for Voyager if you so wish. But yeah, level 13. Oh crap, he's already attacking it. It procced right next to him. Yeah. There's not a lot I can think of. Look, are you in my live stream right now? Because a lot of this seems because it looks like you're actually commenting in chat, in Alliance chat. So I don't know if we want to get... oh, he's just walked out. So we're not going to get another one proc from here. So, but, I mean, if we look on here for the relics, as you can see, I've already got more than enough to do one blueprint for Voyager. Yay! So, yeah. So what we can do is we can send the Valdor home now. Because I'm going to load up a full-blown no, I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that tonight. Well, I'll just leave that for tonight because I was going to do something after the stream, but nah, I can't be bothered. But yeah, so now officers. Let's have a quick look at the officers. So, where do you grind for Voyager? Right, so you're just turned to Ops 30. Where you need to be heading is these systems here. And then what you need to be looking for specifically is Hirogen Hunters, because they will contain these Hirogen relics. So at level 30, that's where you need to be. And what you will need is you will need a total of 50,000 to get all the blueprints. Now you should be able to get the blueprint. The blueprint should be available for you to do from level 30, ready for you to be able to launch the ship at level 35. So hopefully that will show up in the refinery for you, because what you'll do is you'll bring them to the refinery, and at the bottom tab is your Voyager tab, and then you'll take them here on a 22-hour cooldown, 500 relics per day per blueprint, and then you'll be able to get it. So 100. So if it does show to you right now, the Voyager refinery, please let me know, because I've heard players saying it's not available. But you can start pulling 100 days at level from 30. You potentially could be level 34 in those 100 days. I mean, it's just over 3 months. So I can't see why you can't be level 34 in 100 days. Given the way the economy is now anyway. But yeah, so Erosion Hunters, in any of these systems, it's not there yet. Okay, well in that case then, just grind out the Erosion Hunters. Just grind them out. Like I said, you need 50,000 of those relics. So build them up. But apparently, if I remember correctly, the patch note said, and actually I should be able, it might just take me a minute or two, because I can get the tablet got my tablet next to me, and I'll just call up the patch notes if it will work. It's been really slow with me, but what we can do is, while that's loading up, is we can go to the officers, and obviously what the grayed out ones, so we can actually look at these officers. Right, so we need my Discord, which I was already on, Donut, other game links, Star Trek Fleet Command. So we'll just let that load up, and then we should be able to get the... so I skipped the Enterprise of Voyager. Should I still grind for it now that I have Voyager? Yes, absolutely. Because Voyager, as good as it is in the late 30s, early 40s, you will need a faction epic ship which will carry you up. My faction, my G3 faction ships are still carrying me. They're probably going to carry me beyond Ops 46. They are probably going to carry me beyond Ops 46. So let me just have a look, because I've got the patch notes up in front of me. Oh, they've added the isolytic damage and mitigation to the patch notes. Right, that's weird. I'm sure I read it out in the live stream. It's been removed. It's been removed because it doesn't appear there. Here we go. So it's in the attachment. So, how can you add USS Voyager to your fleet? To acquire blueprints for the USS Voyager, you need to reach Operations 30 and defeat Hirogen hostiles in the Delta Quadrant. Collect Hirogen relics as spoils for the victory and refine them in the Voyager refinery. Yeah, G3 epics also will help you towards the Solar Matters. So yeah, definitely don't skip them. Definitely don't skip it. You definitely need them. So yeah. So it says from Operations 30, you should be able to see that refinery. And then once you reach Operations 34 and have gathered all the blueprints, you can build Voyager. So if it's not showing at Ops 30, it should be. You need to put a ticket in because it's in their information. They've publicly announced it in their information, in their support page for the Voyager. So it should be happening. It should be in game. They've publicly announced it. So there's no two ways around it. They have to do it. So, but yeah.
Choose your own offline listening adventure. Spotify Premium lets you download and take your music on the go.
Yeah, but like I said, it is in my patch notes video. Yeah, it might show up after daily reset. Sam, I'm guessing you're UK or are you US?
Listen to all your favourite tracks without hearing audio ads.
Because obviously that would depend on when your your daily reset will be.
And listen your way. Tap the back.
But the easiest way is US. Okay, so if you go into your player profile, obviously the time is here. Now it says 22:36 UTC here. However, in the UK it is currently 23:36. So now the daily reset is 04, I believe, 0400 hours UTC. So you'd sort of have to work that out for where you are. So basically 5 hours 23 minutes will be reset. So yeah, so if it is on the reset, brilliant. It means you'll be able to start pulling from resets at 0900 Cali time. Okay, yeah, so that's fair, dude. So if you're in California, yes, 0900 UTC, PST, sorry. So yeah. So yeah, New York would be about what, 12 midday, something like that. So it's hard to keep up with these time zones, but yeah. So yeah, so you should be able to start pulling it, and then, like I said, 100 days you should easily be 34, so you'll be cracking it out. You in the TN? I don't know what TN stands for, mate. So yeah, so we was going to look at officers, weren't we? So right, so given the time it currently is, Tennessee, if I remember, I'm just trying to remember my map. You're more towards the east coast, but near Central America Center, aren't you? In line-wise, you're sort of like east coast there. So is it closer to the east coast than it is the center line? Are you like, or is it like north of Louisiana? Because if you are, you're just north of Rev Juice. So, but anyway, center, yeah. So yeah. So you'd be looking around about 10, 11 o'clock, your daily change. Nashville County Music Hall of Fame. Yeah. So, Yeah, 11 p.m. Yeah. Country music, yeah. So, Tom Paris then. Yeah. Below deck officer. You can stick him on the bridge if you want. Increasing critical damage by 5% for 1 round. It does stack, so that's a bonus. But you've actually got to take damage first. What do we think of these guys then? Yeah. I've not actually looked them over properly. So my opinion right now is going to be pretty raw, unfocused, and we'll see what we can see. But yeah, so I mean, anything increasing critical damage is also a good thing. But the bonus here is he doesn't need hull breach. He doesn't need burning. That's what I'm just about to do. Is it better than Riker time? No, not a chance. Absolutely not a chance. It's only 5%, Tom. Tom's only 5%. And if we pop out and we actually take a look at Riker, I believe mine's tier 2. Increasing ordinary weapons damage by 120%, and it stacks. That is far better than a 5% critical. Yeah, together they will be better. There's no doubt about it. Together they're going to be awesome. Because the weapon damage here is not just energy weapons, but it's kinetics as well. And it will also include critical damage. But Tom Paris is specifically critical damage. Now, one, you've got to wait till you actually get a critical shot. 5% increase. So when you think about it, a thousand critical damage shot will only go up by 50. That's it. It'll only go up by 50. That's 5%. Yes, it will go up by another 5% the next round. But again, it depends if you hit a critical shot. So, if you actually proc a crit, yes and no. There's already like 4 or 5 different PvE crews. So I think I will actually make a video on that one, because obviously we're starting to get a few different sets, so it might be worth me actually breaking them down in a video. So now you have Riker as captain with cumulative ability. You have Paris as cumulative ability. Add another cumulative ability, Miles O'Brien. Miles isn't. Where's my Miles? There he is. That's not cumulative. That don't stack. That is just literally 5% chance just to proc it. Add Hugh BLT. Yeah, exactly. You can add Hugh BLT. So Right, you'll have to give me a few days to do the PvE video, because I'm going to have to sit down and go through every single one. I do have the kids off school at the minute. They're back at school next Monday, so I will try and get something put together. I have 5 docks. I need more crews. Well, we've got plenty of PvE crews. To be honest, let me think. Potentially, we could get you 5. We could actually... Yeah, Miles add shots. But it doesn't stack. So, he's just got a 100% chance of increasing my shots by 100%. But it's a 40% chance. You need more PvE crews, yeah. But yeah, so I'll definitely sort out a video for that. Next Tuesday, then joke, mate. Yeah, I think I might be able to get the video out before then. I've got the tile video dropping on Thursday. It's already done, but it's dropping on Thursday. At... What time did I set it for? 5 PM UTC. If I remember correctly, it's 5 PM UTC. So, or that's 6 PM here in the UK. 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So, but yeah. And this, it doesn't stack. I've not known it to stack, but I'll tell you what, I will look into that. Because I do run the Solar Armadas on a daily basis, and I will look at it, and it does proc quite frequently. Yeah, so they're already high, so you've got 4 PvEs, PvE crews. You've already got 4. So, I could probably go up 6 or 7 then. Just based on what you're saying there. So, but yes, they're going to have their own applications. 5-6 can't. Actually, no. We have to take that out because that's an Armada crew. That would be an Armada crew. So, we'll take it back down to 3. You still use the Cadets next gen for PvE. Yeah. Yeah, the Cadets are still available. Even for me in the 40s, they'll still be available if I really, really wanted to. But in all honesty, they would not be very effective. They would not be as effective. So, but yeah. So, leave that with me. I will sort out a PvE crew video. But yeah. So, you could stick Tom Paris with Miles, Cisco, or Miles and Riker. So, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of applications for that. Now, its below deck ability is increasing your armor, shield, deflection, and dodge. So, basically, your mitigation by 200 defense of the defense of your crew. Oh, right, yeah, right, I see what you're doing. In that case, then, if you were looking for synergy, let me think. Now, chat can probably correct me on this one, but I would not recommend using 6. I'd probably recommend using 7? 7 of 11? I'd probably recommend using him. I think he would probably be the best one to use. But again, it was still synergy. So, yeah. So, something like that. Borg Wesley. They're into Borg Wesley. It's Borg Decius. No, sorry. Yeah, Borg Decius. No. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, try that one. I don't know how effective it will be, but it'll definitely work with synergy. It'll work for the synergy for 5. So, but yeah. Yeah, 7 of 11. So, I mean, just look through the Borg and their officers' abilities and just see what you can find. You might probably find them more aimed at the Borg tactical probes, but yeah. So, Thomas gives you the... Thomas? Well, technically, yes. Tom gives you increased mitigation. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be one that we're just going to have to look at and see what would happen when he arrives. Now, this was the shock for a lot of players. And it was his below deck ability. Harry Kim, Forever Ensign Harry Kim, was made our morale procker. Now, as I said earlier in the stream, morale is not the best of the 3 primary abilities. It's actually the worst. But it could work nicely for the G3 Epic Enterprise. Yeah, the damage would be huge. Now, his below deck ability is mitigation. His officer ability is bloody hell. Officer ability is bridge. So, but yeah, so we was half expecting Neelix to be given the morale proccing and somebody else was given the burning. So, giving Harriet, given the fact he was never promoted, I suppose it's just another slap in the face, really. Night, Jay. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, he was the one who's always wanting to get home. Now you can stick him on a ship where he can get blown up many times and end up home every time. So, well, yeah. Officer's ability is basically increasing reputation gains. And this is your primary 3 factions, the Klingons, the Romulans, and the Federation. Now, I said in the... I said in the patch notes videos that this is pretty much the same as Galanar. And if we actually have a look at Galanar... if I can remember where he actually is he tier 2? So I have to remember where all the officers actually are. Yeah, he's tier 2. We're going to need a bigger helmet. Increasing reputation gained from Federation, Klingon and Romulan hostiles by 7%. That's tier 2. So, yeah. Now we've got another version of him in the Voyager crew. Only Scopely could give us 2 officers of the exact same thing. So, but yeah. So that's Harry. And then finally we'll end off with Janeway tonight. Thankfully, Scopely didn't cock this up by making her a below deck like they did with the Borg Queen. The Borg Queen should never have been made a below deck officer. Never. I mean, the leader of the most powerful race in the galaxy. And they made her a below deck officer. Her counterpart, the one who kicked her ass no end of times, is actually a captain. So, but Captain's ability. When taking hull damage, Catherine increases shield mitigation by 6% for 1 round. And again, this stacks. So, yes, another lead for a PvE crew. I would never say it's probably going to be... my lord. I would never say it's going to be better than PMC or Strange New Worlds. But increasing your shield mitigation, that's always going to be a bonus. And she receives full synergy regardless of whoever she's put on the bridge with. So you could put her, so say like we got 2 more command officers for the Voyager crew. You could put 3 command officers on the bridge and she would still have full synergy. So, and that synergy is 7% either side. So it's a 14% increase, making it a total 20%. Second most powerful galaxy in the galaxy. Right, who's the first? And if you're going to say Species 8472, I am going to beg to differ, because they were from an alternate galaxy that was made up of matter. So... then again, I'm wondering who you're actually thinking of. So I'm kind of curious about who you're thinking of, who you'd say is the most powerful race in the galaxy. You've really got me thinking now, Nuts. But anyway, while you're answering that question, behind the rules, at the start of combat, Catherine Janeway increases your isolated damage by 10% against hostiles and armadas. So, this is going to be a good ability. No, Q's not from the galaxy. He's from a higher plane. That's a different reality. It's not quite a galaxy. Now, if you're thinking of the ascended beings from Stargate, you could say that, because they are bound by the particular galaxy. The RA was in one galaxy. The Ancients were in our galaxy. So, but, yeah, that's Stargate. That's different. But, yeah, so, this will increase your isolatic damage. So, this could be like the first sign that we have isolatic damage coming out. So, maybe the reason we're seeing zeros at current is because you need to do the research. You need Janeway. So, but who knows anyway. So, I'll let you all make up your own minds of how you see the arc. Me, it's looking pretty good. Potentially a new PvE set. Sourcing in the future, don't quite know what it's going to be like. Harry Kim is your free-to-play player this month. If you really want to go for him, you might, not saying you definitely will, you might still be able to source him through the events, missions, and the battle pass. I don't know for sure. So, there is that. Tom Paris, yeah, again, I'm not sure how you're going to source him. Janeway's probably going to be restricted to leaderboards this month, which we may have 2 of, potentially 3, but there's no guarantees of that. So just bear that in mind. Voyager, a brand spanking new ship which can fight Species 8472. Bearing in mind that Species 8472, if it wasn't for the Borg improvements, would have had its ass kicked well and truly by one bioship. So, okay, Sam, you win. You win. I cannot argue about that. The great bird of the galaxy himself, Gene Roddenberry. Yeah, the guy who literally bought Star Trek. Now, I will talk about Gene just a little bit here. yes, his utopian idea is fantastic. It's brilliant. But it didn't exactly make the best Star Trek. And that was clearly showed in The Next Generation. Because we had 3 seasons of the original series under Gene Roddenberry. Gene Roddenberry then did the first season of The Next Generation. The Ferengi? Are you joking? Those little trolls. But yeah, so the first season of The Next Generation, and then he was made to step down to just literally creative consultant of the show. The one above all. Okay. But yeah, so obviously, like I said, Gene was made to step down to creative consultant of his own show, and it was taken over by, I'm not quite sure, but I know Rick Berman came in, and they gave us some epic Star Trek in the form of the rest of The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, which took a complete U-turn. Okay, enjoy that one, Mark. And then Voyager, yeah, okay. The writing could have been a help. To be honest, if the writers had done Voyager right, that could have been so much better. Like, why keep Harry Kim as an ensign all the way through? Where's the character development for Chakotay? Why did they focus on a Talaxian and an Okompa so much? Janeway 7 of 9's growing bond. He wasn't made to do anything. He got sick and selected. He's here. Oh, okay. But every documentation I've seen is said that he was he maintained creative control, but a lot of changes were made, like the very short skirts. Yeah, I mean, Harry had a lot of scope. Chakotay had a lot of scope, but they just didn't do anything with them, which was sad. When 7 of 9 came in, it was the show became mostly focused on Janeway and 7. Don't get me wrong, I do like the show. I do love it. So, but yeah. There was just so much more they could do with Voyager. Then obviously Enterprise became a bit of a letdown. It had so much potential. But again, it was down to writing. So, but yeah. Second, J.J. Abrams. Don't get me wrong, I like the films. I really do like the films. But I see where J.J. Abrams went, and yeah, he brought a little bit more panache to the ship, to the films, but it didn't feel fully like Star Trek. So, but yeah. Anyway, so Gene Roddenberry, yes, I would definitely say is a great, the most powerful one in the galaxy. But anyway, so that's going to be the end of the show for tonight. Thank you everybody for coming to join us. If you do wish to join the Discord, the link is in the description, video's description. You like the little skirts? I'll refrain from commenting. Yes, I did like them, but given modern day, I think they definitely would be classed as inappropriate, and yeah. So, but we'll just leave it at that. So, I say, if you want to join the Discord, the description link is in the description below, along with 2 links for any donations should you wish to make to the channel, which will be added to the target. So, thank you everyone for coming to join us. please, I really do hope you enjoy this month. I think I'm going to enjoy it. So I'll enjoy it even more when I get Voyager. But yeah, so that's it. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope you have a pleasant afternoon. And yeah, they were. I will admit that one nuts. They were worn out. So have a good day. For those of you in the EU servers, have a good sleep. US servers, enjoy the rest of your day. And have fun killing those hostiles. So, without further ado, I'm Admiral Pegasus. This is the Pegasus Show Live saying stay safe, live long and prosper. And I shall... So watch out for the video on Thursday with Tal. Goodbye.